Christmas cake is an English tradition that began as plum porridge. People ate the porridge on Christmas Eve, using it to line their stomachs after a day of fasting. Soon dried fruits, spices and honey were added to the porridge mixture, and eventually it turned into a Christmas pudding. Christmas cakes today are symbolized as a ritual of Christmas celebration, specifically the act of sharing the cake with family and friends. The time of excitement has begun, and it feels so Christmassy and so happy and so excited. Everybody is looking forward to celebrating Christmas with their family and friends, and the main thing that really unites everyone and makes everyone feel Christmassy is having or preparing this beautiful cake. It's a traditional cake made very specially for Christmas. So today let's all of us join in and begin preparing our Christmas cake and keep it for the big day. So follow my recipe and do it, and it's awesome, it's easy, it's not difficult, so you're going to have a good Christmas. Welcome to my channel. Today you are going to see a very beautiful recipe, and this is the Christmas cake, how to soak the dry fruits and then to prepare the cake. So normally everybody in the world, they soak their fruits before they prepare the cake, and this is the very traditional way that I'm going to show you with whatever is available in your kitchens. So this fruit soaking, you can do it even for 1 year. You can soak them and keep them into your glass jars and use it for the next Christmas. Or you can also keep it, you can do it like well advance, a month before Christmas, or maybe 15 days before Christmas, and sometimes maybe you don't have the time, so maybe a week before Christmas, and even more. If you don't even have that time, maybe you can just try it out, doing it a day before Christmas. Now this is the first part of my Christmas cake, and I'll show you how to soak these fruits in your rum. And now I'm going to use these fruits which I have with me, and it's not necessary that you should have all these fruits. You can do with whatever fruits you have, and they are all about 3 tablespoons each. Now I will tell you what all fruits I have used. These are the golden raisins, about 3 tablespoons. Black currants or the black dry grapes, about 3 tablespoons. Cherries, about 2 tablespoons. They are all chopped. Dry strawberries, about 2 tablespoons chopped. Tutti fruities, about 3 tablespoons, different colors. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. 1/4 teaspoon of cloves powder. And of course, cannot forget this old man, the Old Monk Rum. I'm now going to soak all these beautiful colorful fruits in the rum and keep it aside for soaking. Also note that you are free to add in any amount of fruits or any type of fruits of your choice. It's not that you have to add these. Since these were available with me, so I'm using these fruits. Now I'm going to add them all into this bowl, a dry bowl, and I'm going to mix them well. you got to mix these really well together. They're already looking so colorful and so lovely. You already feel like you're in the Christmas season and the mood for Christmas celebrations. They're looking awesome. Now add the cinnamon powder and the cloves. And mix them thoroughly well now. Now pouring in the rum. And mixing it well again. Now for those who want to store this fruits, the soaked fruits, to prepare your cake for Christmas, and there's time, so you got to put them into a good airtight jar and keep it till the time comes when you're going to use it, and keep shaking the bottle all the time so that it gets mixed well and well marinated and soaked. So now my part 1 thing is ready, my recipe for soaking the fruits. And now let's go to part 2, how we work on making the cake. Now let's get baking for the next step, that is part 2 of this Christmas cake. Here are some of the ingredients. I've taken 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of roasted cashew seeds, 3 tablespoons of roasted walnuts, 3 tablespoons of almonds roasted, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg powder, 1½ cups of brown sugar, 5 eggs. You can even take more if you wish, but I've just taken 5 eggs. Juice of 1 orange, that is this one. I will be using 1 lime, the zest of this lime. I will be using some strawberry jam. You can use different jams as and how you want. It looks like this, so I'll be cutting these into pieces and I'll be adding it into the mixing of my cake. So this is 2 tablespoons of strawberry jams. So this is the zest of the lemon that I have just taken off. I've just scraped. I will also be using jaggery, that is molasses, the dark brown one, so that I get a very good color for my cake. So all those who want a dark color can use this additional molasses into your mixing of your cake. Now before we forget, let's prepare our cake tin, that is like 9 inches in height. So even if you don't have 9 inches, do 2 of them. 2 small ones will do. So you can make 2 cakes at one time, or you can take a 9-inch one. I've already put in the butter paper. You can see this butter paper. I put it underneath and inside. Plus I coated the tin. Plus I coated the tin inside with the butter. So it's fully coated with butter on all sides. So this I'm keeping ready, so that the moment I finish doing the mixing, I will be adding it into this and then setting it for baking. I've taken 1½ cup of butter. Now I will be straining the dry fruits, separating it from the liquids, that is the rum. This is how I strain off the liquids from this fruit, dry fruits. And this is the juice that I get inside. So I'll be keeping that separately to add it into the mixing. Now to these 3 cups of all-purpose flour, I'm going to add the spices. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, half teaspoon of nutmeg powder, and all-purpose, all spices, I mean the clove powder. Mix these really well together, and then we got to sieve the whole the flour together with the spices. Just sieve this flour, all-purpose flour. So let's start sieving it. So I begin sieving the flour in batches. And like this I will be doing all of them. Now after sieving this flour, I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of this flour, the sieved flour, and I'm going to add it into my dry fruits, and then I'm going to coat all of them very well. Coat them really well completely so they all are covered with the flour. I'm adding in the dry fruits now into this. 1 cup. Mixing it really well. Now keep in mind that I have taken 2 cups of soaked fruits, 1 cup of dry fruits. So altogether I have taken about 3 cups. That is 1 cup of dry fruits and 2 cups of soaked fruits. Now let's prepare the batter. To prepare the batter, I'm taking 1.5 cups of butter, and I'm going to whisk this butter, and then I will be adding in the brown sugar in it. I'll just flatten it a bit so that it will be easier for me to mix. Now to this I will be adding in the brown sugar little by little, in part by part, so that I can whisk it really well. It does get a little messy, but you have to do it really very slowly. So you do 1 tablespoon all the time, slowly. Now keep adding 1 egg at a time so that everything gets well mixed, and it will be easier to mix the sugar and the butter together with the eggs. So go step by step, one by one. So I will be doing all these eggs together now. The eggs, the sugar and the butter is getting well blended. And to mix it till the sugar gets dissolved. Now if you want a darker shade of your cake, so you can add the jaggery, which I have already kept ready. That is 1.5 tablespoon of jaggery, the dark brown one. and I'm going to mix it well again. Now I'm adding the orange juice of one orange. And mixing it together. And then I will be adding in the jam, the strawberry jam. And then mix them together. Now adding in the zest of the lemon, and we'll be mixing this again for some few seconds. Now mixing the zest inside this. Now adding in the dry fruits batch by batch and folding and stirring and mixing this slowly. Now you can keep adding the flour batch by batch and mixing it really well together. My beautiful cake is ready, my Christmas cake is ready, and it's time to celebrate. But before that, let's stop and just remind each other and tell your friends and everybody, share my recipes, like, subscribe, and please hit the bell icon for notifications of my upcoming recipes. And all of you guys, thank you for watching. Now I'm going to put this into the cake tin and I'm going to bake this. If you notice that I have not added baking powder, so this cake is actually going to be a dense cake. So it is not going to rise up too high because it's full of fruits and nuts. So be prepared for that, so don't worry about it. I have now placed the batter in the cake tin and I've decorated it with nuts and fruits so that it looks beautiful once it is baked. And I'm going to bake this not in an oven, but I'm going to bake it into the pressure cooker. I'm going to keep the pressure cooker for heating for about 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm going to put this cake into the cooker and close the cooker without the whistle. And I'm going to cook it into it for about 45 to 50 minutes. And we'll check how it is doing. The pressure cooker, I'm not going to add no water, nothing. It's going to be dry. I just added a stand into it. And I've taken out the whistle of the pressure cooker and the rubber of the cooker. And it will just get cooked with its steam. I've taken out the whistle from the cooker. And now I will be inserting the cake into the pressure cooker. I have inserted the cake into the pressure cooker. And now I will be closing the cooker. The pressure cooker is closed and I've taken out the whistle. Remember that I took out the whistle and the rubber from inside. It is closed and I'm going to pressure cook this, I'm going to cook this for about 45 to 50 minutes. So I'm keeping the time up now and I will come back. Once it is like heated really high, and I'm going to just slow the heat. I'm going to put it on medium or slow and let it cook for a very slow time. I just checked the time and it is 50 minutes up, and I'm going to open the pressure cooker and check how my cake is. And wow, look at this, how beautiful it has turned out. I'm just going to poke a knife and check how good it is. Yeah, it's fully done, and it's also giving a very good aroma, good smell. The whole house smells Christmassy. And now I will be cooling it down, taking it out from the cooker, from the pressure cooker, and I will be keeping it for cooling and doing the next procedure. I have baked this cake in the pressure cooker, but those who want to bake it in the oven, so you can do it with keeping your heat on 180 degrees Celsius, and which is like about 40 minutes, and your cake will be done and ready. My Christmas cake is ready, but now I have got to do some more things on it. I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to make holes for this cake, and I'm going to add in like about 1.5 tablespoons of rum into it, and I'm going to keep it for some time, like for one day, and then again I'll repeat the same process for another time, and until the cake is well preserved and kept. And there is no worries about it getting spoiled, because it's already, we are putting rum in it, so it's like a preservative. And I will wrap this cake and keep it and open it only for Christmas. So I'm going to make some holes for it. All over, so that the rum goes right into it. Now I'm going to add the rum into the cake wherever I have made holes for it, so that it goes right into it. And I will repeat it again once more time. And I'll come back again to do the next step again. So this cake is really come out beautifully, and it's really feeling so Christmassy, and so much of happiness that this cake has been baked with so much love that every one of you will enjoy it. So enjoy doing this cake, and look forward to seeing you all doing it too. After applying the rum for this cake, I covered it up with butter paper and then covered it again with the silver foil, and I'm going to keep it for another 2 days, and then apply the rum again for it, and then I will open it up only for Christmas. Christmas is a time for love, joy and celebrations with the people we love most. From the gifts to parties to Merry Christmas wishes for friends and family, December is filled with the best we have to offer to our friends and families. Even the grumpiest can find something to appreciate about this Christmas season. So use this happy time to demonstrate the affection you feel for your loved ones. Let's forgive and forget all the people who have troubled us, who have hurt us, and let's bring in this Christmas season with a lot of love, joy, peace and happiness in every home, be it the poor and the rich. So let's be generous, and Merry Christmas!